Here I am, Dr. Q. I do not have I need to get a little thing I can click on so you can see my name on the screen. Yeah, we're going to work on that. Right now, today's video is going to be about marriage in the state of Georgia. These videos are being inspired by AI Notebook LM. If you know a subject you want us to cover, please let us know in the comments. Peace. Enjoy.
So you're thinking about getting married in the beautiful state of Georgia. Well, it might seem like it's all about finding the perfect venue and writing your vows, but believe it or not, the state has a lot to say about your big day. We're going to break down all the official rules you absolutely need to know, from the paperwork all the way to the I do. Right? So how complicated can it really be? You'd think getting married is one of the most personal decisions you could ever make. And it is, but it's also a legal contract. And here in Georgia, that contract comes with a surprisingly detailed rulebook. You know that journey from yes to I do is actually mapped out step by state law. And you might be a little shocked to learn just how many different statutes are involved in making a marriage official. 35. Yep, that's the number. There are 35 state laws that have some kind of role in the marriage process in Georgia. But hey, don't worry. We are not about to read you the entire legal code. We're just going to pull out the key rules you actually need to know. So let's get right into it. We're going to cover who's eligible to get married, exactly how that application process works, and then, of course, the final steps to make sure your marriage is 100% legally binding. First up, let's get into the basic rules of the game. Okay, so who can actually get married in Georgia? Before you even start dreaming about cakes and flowers, you've got to make sure you meet the state's basic eligibility requirements. Georgia law boils a valid marriage down to 3 key things. First, both people have to be legally able to enter a contract. Basically, that means you're of sound mind and you're old enough. Second, you both have to actually consent. No surprise there. And third, the marriage has to be finalized according to the law. It's really more than just the ceremony itself. So what does that look like in a real world? Well, for starters, you have to be at least 18 years old, you have to be single, and you can't be too closely related. The law is super specific on this, by the way. It prohibits marriage between close relatives like a parent and child, siblings, or an aunt and her nephew. Now, this is interesting. If you actually pull up Georgia's constitution and state code, you'll find this exact language. It officially defines marriage as a union only between a man and a woman and explicitly prohibits same-sex marriage. Okay. But it is absolutely critical to know that while that language is still technically on the books, it is totally unenforceable. The 2015 Supreme Court decision Obergefell v. Hodges made same-sex marriage legal across the entire country, which overrides state laws like this one. All right, so once you've confirmed that you're both eligible to marry, the next step is getting that all-important piece of paper. Let's talk about the marriage license. The application process itself is actually pretty straightforward. You'll both need to head down to a county probate court together, fill out the written application, show some valid ID to prove your age, and then, once it's all approved, you walk out with your license. So, what do you need to bring with you? Make sure you both have a valid ID, like a driver's license or passport. You'll also need your full names and birth dates, your parents' full names, and your social security numbers. And here is some fantastic news. Georgia has no waiting period. You can literally get your license and get married on the exact same day if you want to. Now, beyond the standard application stuff, Georgia has a couple of unique little rules you should probably know about, including one that could actually save you a little bit of money. So, what's up with the number 6? Well, that is the number of hours of premarital education that the state of Georgia encourages couples to take before they tie the knot. And this isn't just some abstract class. The course covers really practical things like conflict management, communication skills, and financial planning. But here's the best part. If you complete a qualifying 6-hour course, the state actually waives your marriage license application fee. It's a pretty cool incentive to help you start your marriage on solid footing. And here's a fun little-known fact straight from the Georgia Code. If a judge performs your wedding ceremony outside of their normal office hours, they are legally allowed to accept a tip or gratuity. So if you're planning a weekend ceremony with a judge, that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, you have the license in hand. The big day is here. Now what? Let's walk through the final steps that take you from the ceremony itself to getting that official certificate. First things first, your ceremony has to be performed by an authorized person, like a judge or a minister. After that, the signed license has to be returned to the very same court that issued it. And please, do not forget the deadline. You have exactly 30 days to get it back to them. Once the court records it, that's it. Your marriage is official. And you'll want to listen to this, because these rules are not just suggestions. Georgia takes all of these procedures very, very seriously, and there are actual legal consequences for not following them. For instance, if an officiant marries a couple without a valid license, they're looking at a pretty hefty penalty, a $500 fine. And it gets even more serious. On top of that fine, knowingly performing a ceremony without a proper license is actually a misdemeanor offense. This just goes to show how important it is for everyone involved to follow the process by the book. So there you have it, the legal road to getting married in Georgia. It's really a fascinating mix of a deeply personal commitment and a formal state-regulated contract. And it's all governed by those 35 laws. It kind of leaves you with a question, right? When you think about marriage, which part of this whole legal framework do you think matters the most?